active in band, drum and forensics, and has been elected to a spot on the student council.
You have been warned.
Here to perform some slam poetry is Madison Denham.
I'm definitely not this tall. Let's fix this. How's it going? So, gonna take it. For those of you who don't know what slam poetry is a type of self-written, self-performed poetry where the author and the presenter gets very into it and very emotional. Now, I'm not performing slam poetry. I wrote the slam poetry that I'm performing today is by a man named Neil Hilburn. I'm performing two poems. One is called The Future and one is called OCD. And he suffers from bipolar disorder, depression, and OCD, but he does not let his illnesses get him down. In fact, it influences him. And I hope you see that today. The worst thing about being naked and then being hit by a car is that road rash is a problem for skin. Why was I naked in the middle of the road in the middle of the afternoon? I'm glad you asked, imaginary other half of this conversation. I have no idea. Some characteristics of bipolar disorder include disassociation, hallucinations, and fugue states. So sometimes I wake up in places I didn't go to sleep. So there I am, nude, splayed out on a car like a stupid chicken, screaming about the government conspiracy to take my feet. Not my real feet, just my brain feet. I'm about 6 inches away from the concrete when I realize in slow motion, like the exact opposite of a rhinoceros attack. This is not how I imagined my life would turn out. When I was young, I broke both of my ankles jumping off a roof because I was sure a cape would enable me to fly. My parents attributed this to my strong imagination. Last year, my therapist called it a delusion. I failed to see the difference. Also, I really can fly and see the future and make stupid people leave coffee shops. 43% of the time. Sometimes I also see people as killers. The point is, here's a list of things my brain has told me to do. Join a cult, start a cult, become a cabinet maker, kill myself, so in essence become a cabinet maker, break into and then paint other people's houses, fight people who are much fightier than me, like the cops, so in essence kill myself. I think a lot about killing myself, not like a point on a map, or rather like a glowing exit sign at a show that's never been quite bad enough to make me want to leave. You see, when I'm up, I don't kill myself because, holy crap, there's so much to do. When I'm down, I don't kill myself because then the sadness will be over. And the sadness is my old pain under the new. The sadness is the house fire or the broken shoulder. I'd still be me without it, but I would be so boring. They keep telling me seeing things that aren't technically there is called disturbed cognitive functioning. I call it having a superpower. Once I pulled over on the 110 freeway because I saw my old Jeep burst into flames 20 seconds before it actually burst into flames. I knew my girlfriend and I would be together because she turned bright pink the first time she saw me. I know tomorrow is going to come because I have seen it. Tomorrow is going to come. Sunrise is going to come. All you have to do is wake up. The future has been at war, but it's coming home so soon. The future looks like a child in a cave. The future is the map and the treasure. The future looks just like gravity. Everybody is slowly drifting towards each other. We're all going to be a part of each other one day. I saw the future. I did. And in it, I was alive. Thank you. This one's called OCD. The first time I saw her, everything in my head just stopped. All the tics, all the constantly refreshing images just disappeared. When you have obsessive-compulsive disorder, you don't really get quiet moments. Even while lying in bed, I'm thinking, did I lock the door test? Did I wash my hands test? Did I lock the door test? Did I wash my hands test? But when I saw her, the only thing I could think about was the hairpin curve of her lips and the eyelash on her cheek, the eyelash on her cheek, the eyelash on her cheek. I knew I had to talk to her. I 30 seconds. She said yes after the third time, but none of them felt right, so I had to keep going. On our first date, I spent more time organizing my meal by color than I did eating it, or talking to her, but she loved it. She loved that I had to kiss her goodbye 18 times or 24 times if it was Wednesday. She loved that it took me forever to walk home because there were lots of cracks on our sidewalk. When we moved in together, she said she definitely felt safe, like I had most definitely locked the door 18 times. I always watched her mouth when she talked, when she talked, when she talked, when she talked, when she talked. When she told me she loved me, her mouth would curl up with the edges. At night, she'd lay in bed and watch me turn the lights on and off and on and off and on and off and on. She'd close her eyes and imagine that days and nights were passing in front of her. Some mornings, I'd start kissing her goodbye, but she'd just leave because I was making her late for work. When I'd stop at a crack on the sidewalk, she'd just keep walking. She told me that I was taking up too much of her time. Last week, she started sleeping at her mother's place. She told me that she shouldn't have let me get so attached. This whole thing was a mistake, but how can it be a mistake if I don't have to wash my hands after I touch her love? It's not a mistake, and it's killing me that she can just run away from all this, and I can't. I can't go out and find somebody new because I always think of her. Usually when I obsess over things, I see germs sneaking into my skin. I see myself crushed by an endless succession of cars, and she was the first beautiful thing I got stuck on. I want to wake up every morning thinking about how she holds her steering wheel, how she turns shower knobs like she's opening a safe, how she blows out, candles blows out, candles blows out, candles blows out, candles blows out. Now, I only think about who else is kissing her. I can't breathe because he only kisses her once. He doesn't care if it's perfect. I want her back so bad. I leave the door unlocked. I leave the lights on.